Okay, welcome back. I'm going to get this dinner finished up. I've got the pork roast in the oven and the potatoes, if you remember that. I'm going to take a look at this baby. Oh man, that's looking pretty dang good right there. Potatoes are nice and crispy and tender. When you squish them with your finger, they break away. The roast is beautiful. The thing that we'll do next is we will smash these potatoes and brush them with some butter and put them back on the sheet pan and blast them in the oven for a few more minutes, maybe under the broiler. I might flip the broiler on just to get some crispiness on them. I'm going to take these two roasts here and I'm going to let them rest, so it'll be perfect timing. By the time the potatoes are done, the roasts will be rested, which allows for recirculation of the juices, and which is super important with a roast. So when you cook a roast or a steak, any piece of meat that's of any significant size, even a decent sized steak needs some recirc time, is you roast it and then you set it aside. Don't be tempted to cut it right away. It looks delicious and everything, but all the juices have been forced to the center of the roast. The problem with that is you cut it open and all the juices run out. So allowing about 15 to 20 minutes of recirculation time makes all those juices just go evenly back into the roast, and it's going to be beautiful all the way through. So I'm just going to put these roasts on a platter. Actually, I think I'm going to put it right on this little cutting board here. Then I can just cut it right away. And it's ready. Serve it. I could even serve it on this little cutting board, which would be cool. So I'm going to take those off, and you see our veggies here. Some of them got nice and dark and toasty. They're going to add great flavor to our roast, all this pan gravy, all these juicy bits here down here. Okay, let me just do one thing at a time. Okay, I'm going to set the potatoes aside, and I'm going to smash those next. I'm going to take this pan and put it on the stove, turn on some heat. Got the burner on, got this on here, and I want to be prepared now to put some broth on it right away so that it don't burn this. So it's starting to sizzle now. You can probably see that. I don't know. I hope you can. And I've got this bone broth that I've been making, like I mentioned, for like the last 25 hours or more. And I'm going to just put a couple of ladles of this on here. And this is going to become my gravy. All of these bits of roasty, toasty goodness, all the color and caramelization from the vegetables. Oh my gosh, this is what makes gravy gravy. Real bone broth and pan drippings. So I like to use like a wooden spoon. I have a little bamboo spatula that I like to use, spoon, spatula, whatever you want to call it. And so I just move things around and scrape off the goodies. I wouldn't want to use a metal implement to do this because I don't want any metal to scrape off into my food. So I'm just using this nice little bamboo thing that gently scrapes the stuff off, and you just be patient and scrub away until you feel like you got all the goodies out of there. And the nice thing about this is one of the problems with doing this is if you had already salted and seasoned your bone broth. This is completely unseasoned at this point. It's just herbs and vegetables and bones. This might over-season the broth, had the broth been seasoned already, like if I bought store-bought broth. So just something to think about. If you're going to use store-bought broth, that you are cognizant of the fact that you might get a low sodium kind for this particular application, just so you don't end up having too salty of a gravy. Okay, so that's looking really good. So I'm just going to move this to a pan. I'm just going to do it in the skillet so that you can see it better. So I'm going to take this here. made it into here. Go ahead and scooch all those veggies in there too. And just because all this stuff is so delicious, I'm going to probably give this just one more rinse with the bone broth, just to make sure I get all that good stuff off of there. Put a couple more ladles full of bone broth in here so I get the volume of gravy that I'm looking for. And I'm going to taste this and see what the seasoning level looks like. See if it's salty or needs more seasoning. Could use a little bit more, but I'm going to wait for a minute. I just want to make sure it wasn't overly seasoned. Potatoes. So, smashed potatoes. Just going to squish these babies now. Oh, and I got my sheet pan still over here. Just going to put it back on the same sheet pan, so no sense in dirty on the dishes. Trying to keep it simple. Just going to wipe it off a bit. Alrighty. And then the smashing part. Just going to use something to squish it down with. I could use my hand, I suppose. It wouldn't really matter. But it's going to be hot, so I'll just give it a squish with this. That's what I'm doing. Just as simple as giving it a squish. Bust it up a little bit. And then I'm going to move it to the sheet pan. I think I'll use a spatula so I don't lose any of that delicious potato. I'm just setting these on the sheet pan. Squash in place. Turn my broiler on. Overhead broiler. Squash with that too. One more. And then I'm going to, yummy. Okay. And now I'm going to brush that with some melted butter I have back here. Just melted a little bit of butter. Just going to brush these babies. This fat will help them brown a little bit under the broiler and crisp them up really nicely. This is going to be one of those down-home, country-style, warm, yummy, wintertime meals. And I was so looking forward to that. I went ice fishing with Braden today, and nice to come home and have a hearty winter-style dinner. Okay, it's looking really good. Dribble a little bit of this more on here. Okay. Moving this back to the oven, under the broiler. I might drop that down one bit so it's not quite so close to the top. There we go. And then to finish off my gravy, I'm going to make a little cornstarch slurry, just cornstarch and cold water. Mix it up in a little mixing cup. So I don't really measure this, I just put some in. Cornstarch is so cheap, you know, and it doesn't take a lot for this small amount of gravy. And then cold water, and just swirl it together until there's no more lumps. Oopsie. Kind Kind of looks like heavy cream or milk. And then I'm going to whisk in this slurry into my pan gravy mix here. Cornstarch is activated immediately upon boiling, so you want to have your liquid boiling before adding it. You can add it before, but then you'll have to stir constantly until it comes to a boil, because the starch settles to the bottom and will cook into a gel glob in the bottom of your pan. So the best thing to do is to just bring your liquid to a full boil, and then as soon as you add the cornstarch and get it whisked in, it thickens up immediately, because 190 degrees cornstarch is activated. And just drizzle it in until it feels good and it's thick enough. I might even want to thicken that up just a smidge more. I think I will. And there's no harm in that. Just put a little bit more cornstarch in and splash more water. Swirl it around a little. Oh man, this is going to be so good. I cannot wait. I'm starving. Here we're getting some body to it. It's looking pretty good. Sticky. Funny thing about this bone broth is it's super sticky. It's the good stuff, all the gelatin in there. So there, look at that. Isn't that nice and shiny and beautiful? Ah, lovely color. Deep, dark, rich brown gravy. And a little splash of cream, not too much. Just to soften it up a little. And a little bit of garlic salt. And it's got a kind of a nice peppery vibe going on, because if you remember from the first video, I seasoned this with a little special chili powder that I make. Oh man, that's so good. Okay, so let's take a peek at the taters. They're browning up nicely. Our roast is resting. I'm going to clean up my mess a little bit. I'm going to strain my gravy right into the container that I used for my cornstarch slurry. Just give it a quick rinse, and then I will pour this gravy through the sieve here. A little bit to get those goodies to come out. If you want to, you can press the solids a bit to squeeze some of that juicy goodness from those roasty vegetables. Oh yeah. What do you think, CA?
Looks good.
Alright. Gonna discard that. Well, not there. Garbage is full. Okay. Okay, so there's my gravy. It's all set to go. Oh, I'm so hungry. Okay. Gravy. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Can you see everything down there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, excellent. So I've got a little salad I made when I cut away for the roasting. Gonna clean up my mess just a smidge and get ready to slice that roast. Ooh, potatoes. Never forget things under the broiler. Ooh-wee. Oh, those are looking good. They're not hurting. They're looking good. around a little bit so I can feel organized here. I'm going to cut some green onions to go on my salad. Set aside my spatula. I'll use that to pull off the the roasted potatoes from the pan. I'm going to do a little green onion action for the salad. Just want to clean these up a little bit. I've got some ugly looking layers on the outside. Just pull that down and nip it off. A bit of salad onions. I like a nice skinny bias cut. Makes for a nice look. It looks really pretty. Instead of just cutting straight across, this is a nice bias cut. So you end up with long strips of salad onions, green onions. I got some little microgreens that I got as a sample from Poughkeepsie, New York. And I had these in my fridge for a week. They came from Poughkeepsie, fresh, packed on dry ice, and they are beautiful. Can't believe they're still usable. After I did this for the class, gosh, the last class was 2 weeks ago. Huh? Wow, those lasted a really long time. Excellent. Okay, there we go. And now we're going to check our spuds, and we're going to be ready to eat. I want them to be crisper a little bit more, but I don't want to wait for them anymore. I'm so hungry. I'm going to move the rack up again to the top and just get them really close to the heat. Okay. Let's cut some roast now. So we have a moment. Alrighty. Where did my tongs go? I do not know. Alright, so we're going to take a roast here. And look at the juices that came off of this. These roasts as they set and rested. I'm going to put that right into the gravy because that is some good stuff right there. Good. It drained all over the counter. That means we're well rested. Okay, so I'm going to slice this baby up. I'm going to, hopefully you can see me slice this. I'm going to scooch it closer to you so you can see it. I have to stretch a little bit. I want you to see this roast. Make nice thin slices. Oh, that looks so good. See how nice and caramely and crusty that is? Oh man, I haven't had pork roast in so long. I can fan that out a little bit. Terrible. Terrible, sorry. Terribly delicious. That in cut's nice and spicy. Okay, shall we eat? I wish you could join us, but you can't, so there's more for us. Yeah, that's a bummer. Here's some plates. I'm going to move this pork over to my little cutting board. salad, and I got gravy. Oh my gosh. And the potatoes should be just about done. Oh, and they're close. I just want them to be a little crispier, so I'm gonna do it. So, there's our dinner. Oh, I want you to see the potatoes. Just bear with me for a couple minutes, and I apologize for the delay. Okay. If you have any questions about how this is coming together, or why I did certain things, or if I haven't explained it well enough, put them in the comments, and I'll answer them. Happy to do a little troubleshooting with you over the interwebs. So, Chef KNCA's cooking school. We're in Chelan, and we do custom cooking classes in our home. Every 2 weeks right now. We just finished one yesterday, so in 2 more weeks we'd have, what was the next class?
Is it cooked?
Cooked, the first of the Cook series. Cool thing. Cooked is Michael Pollan series, the transformation of food through air, water, fire, and earth. So each one of those 1 hour episodes, he explores how food is transformed through these elements. And it's great, beautifully filmed, gorgeous photography. And then the other thing about it is we're going to make some food related to that topic. And then we're going to sit down to eat the food we made, and we're going to watch the 1 hour video on the massive 150-inch big screen right over there that you can't see, but I can. I can see it quite well. I can see it from everywhere in the entire house, actually. It's so freaking huge. Okay. But fun. It's going to be fun. If you're interested in that, go to our website, chefknca.com. Click on upcoming events. Scroll down a little ways, and you'll see the list of classes. Click on those. You can go right there, and you can book right online. Happy to take your money on a credit card or whatever form of payment you want, electronic. If you'd like to just book a class and plan to come and pay cash, that's perfectly fine too. Just let us know. Give us a private message on Facebook or however you want to get a hold of us. All of our contact information is on there. And we will put you down. And then classes are pretty much, right now, they're always 3 to 6 p.m. And you're welcome to bring a bottle of wine if you want to drink that, or if you want to share it. Lots of people bring bottles of wine, and the wine sits over there on the little wine bar, and everybody shares wine, and we have a great time. Lots of laughing, lots of quality instruction. I think I try to give quality instruction. I try to give you your bang for your buck. Love to do cooking classes that not just teach you how to make a recipe. That's not the main goal. You're going to walk away with a recipe, but or several, but to give you the tools and the tips and the tricks to be better and more comfortable in the kitchen. So that's kind of our mission. Fun, adventure, laughter, food, good food, wine, all those good things. Okay, these potatoes are ready. Look at that. Dang. Yeah. Okay. Let's eat, baby. Okay, thanks. Kent signing off. We'll talk to you later.